In this video, we're going to discuss Russell Westbrook and what he brings to the Lakers defensively. He's been a brilliant defender throughout his career overall and has excellent activity on that end, but there are some weak spots that I've noticed in his defensive game that can easily be corrected and would put him back in the upper echelon of the defensive players in the league. In his first season with the Wizards, the 9-time All-Star had his worst defensive rating since his rookie season, which could easily be attributed to the fact that the Wizards were one of the worst teams in the league defensively, because Westbrook still remains one of the most disruptive guards that the league has seen in a long time. So on this first play, the Sixers are trying to run an Iverson cut for Seth Curry, which is him running vertically across the floor past that Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid screen, which was a signature play for Allen Iverson to catch the ball in the spots he liked back in the day. Westbrook sees this play coming, and as Seth Curry makes his move, watch the shoulder bump that Westbrook gives him. So what this does is that it throws the shooter off. He loses his momentum and rhythm trying to come off this screen here and catch the ball. It also allows his defender, the primary defender, to catch up. Now Seth Curry has to put the ball on the floor and make a play, which is exactly what you want a shooter to do with the ball. Second thing Westbrook does well on this play is that he clogs up the driving lane that Curry is trying to attack. Now this ball has to be passed out. Westbrook does this because he knows that he has backside help on Ben Simmons. And the third really brilliant thing he does is that he slides over to defend Tobias Harris, knowing that his man Hachimura is going to get beat. Even though Tobias Harris makes this layup, this play still speaks to Russell Westbrook's overall defensive awareness and instincts on that end of the floor. So on this play, we're going to talk about some of the improvements that Westbrook could make upon joining the Lakers. On this play, just like the first one, Westbrook recognizes what's coming. There's a flex screen that's going to be set here for Embiid coming across the paint. And that most likely is going to warrant communication on a switch between Westbrook and Robin Lopez. But Lopez recovers pretty easily past the screen. Westbrook's man now retreats to the three-point line. And at this point, Westbrook should be getting back to his man, knowing that Robin Lopez has already recovered. But instead he stays on Embiid while his man catches the ball at the three-point line. And to me here, this one just gets chalked up to a lack of effort. He got lucky that the shot was missed, but these are the types of plays that could cost you late down the stretch in a crucial game. This next play here is simply a knowing your personnel issue. Now Westbrook is guarding Ben Simmons. What is Ben Simmons' weakness? Shooting the ball. What is Ben Simmons' strength? Defense and passing the ball. So Westbrook is on Ben Simmons at this time, and he does a great job of sagging off Simmons because obviously you don't respect his jumper and you don't want him to blow by you. But as soon as he picks up this basketball, and notice where he is, he's close to the three-point line. As soon as he picks up this basketball, there has to be pressure from the defender. You got to get up on him and in his face at this point. He's already given up his dribble and he can't beat you with the drive. And he also can't shoot. So there's only one thing here that Ben Simmons could do with the ball. What is that? That's passing the ball. So with zero ball pressure from the defender, now Ben Simmons can pick you apart with his passing. All he's doing right now is simply looking for his target, and it just so happens that there's a mismatch now in the paint. Now Ben Simmons just simply throws the ball over the top to Tobias, and he makes an easy layup. So when somebody that's a non-shooter and a known passer picks up his dribble near the three-point line, you gotta add ball pressure. At least get up on him and put two hands up, to deter him from making this such a clear look. Alright, here we go again. High pick and roll situation. Westbrook's guarding a corner shooter in Danny Green. Look at Westbrook's body language. Look at where his hands are, on his hips, He's resting at this point. And look at where Danny Green is. He's now behind Westbrook. You always want to have sight of your man and the ball at any given point on the floor. Now, with all that said, Westbrook instinctively recognizes that Danny Green is cutting back door. Because if he doesn't, this could have been a layup. But as this shot's going up, Danny Green is still behind him. Now he decides to check again if Danny Green has relocated back to the corner. And while he's doing that, the shot's going up. And Danny Green smartly sneaks underneath him and gets prime position for a rebound. So again, the little things can hurt you in many ways on the court. Simply by losing sight of your man off the ball and not practicing the fundamentals of defense. But this is who Westbrook is. He gambles a lot in passing lanes. He just does his own thing. So I think Laker fans should expect this type of play from time to time when Westbrook is on the floor. Next play, same concept. Westbrook is relying on his instincts to play defense. Danny Green is behind him again and cuts to the opposite side of the floor. Now Westbrook still doesn't really know where Green is, and Green takes full advantage of that. So he immediately relocates right back to where he was in the weak side corner, while Westbrook is still standing there defending nobody. Now as they recognize that Green has relocated, Westbrook's teammate Bradley Beal has to scramble and switch on to Danny Green. And this creates a wide open look for Green, who just misses it. But when defenses are scrambling like this, they're bound to make a few mistakes. Ish Smith gets matched up with Tobias Harris for a defensive rebound, and Harris wins it easily and makes the bucket. And as you can see, these plays where Westbrook is relying on his instincts to stay with his man on defense has now cost his team 4 points. With his negative plays aside, Westbrook could still help the Lakers in several ways, and one of those ways is switching. He's strong enough to switch 1 through 4, and he could stay with, the best guards in the NBA on any given night. On this play, there's a switch executed on the baseline, and Westbrook gets matched up against Thaddeus Young. The size difference here is evident as Thaddeus Young is a 6'8" power forward at 235, and Westbrook is 6'3", 200 pounds. So this should be easy for Thaddeus Young in this situation, right? He has him on a post, smaller guy, but Westbrook is still a very clever defender. Westbrook is playing Thaddeus Young as if he's taking away the middle of the floor, shading him to go baseline. This is a play where you get the offensive player's weight leaning on you, and then all of a sudden you move and you take that away, and now he's off balance. And Westbrook definitely takes advantage of that here. This play was Westbrook's best defensive play of his season with the Wizards. Here we have 1 second left in OT. Wizards up by 1. All you're doing is you're trying to prevent a clean look at a jump shot or anything at the rim, as in a lob situation. It looks like the offensive player is coming down past the screen to get a mid-range jump shot. So Westbrook decides to go underneath this screen instead of chasing over it. So he calls for a switch with Len to take his man, but that doesn't happen. If number 9 makes this pass when Westbrook is clearly underneath this screen, if he makes this pass right now, that's a wide open jump shot. But he waits and he waits and he waits. And as I said before, Westbrook is one of the quickest players in the league. He can make up ground just like that. And he makes a clean block to finish this one off.